They told us this and they told us that about the Norplant, and I'm going through all these changes and I'm trying to have it removed. Yvonne Thomas, a 30-year-old Baltimore mother, was describing her experience with Norplant, a new, long-acting contraceptive implanted in her arm at a family planning clinic. When she began suffering from side effects, Thomas returned to have the device removed, but the clinic staff balked at her request. Then they tell me that it's not putting me in bed, as if they know how I feel on the inside of my body. I feel like because I'm a social service mother, that's what's keeping me from getting this Norplant out of me. Because I've known other people that has the Norplant that spent money to have it put in and spent money to have it put out with no problems. That's how they make me feel, like, you got this Norplant, you keep it. Yvonne Thomas is one of thousands of Black women in the United States who have been pressured to try this controversial form of birth control. Like the others, she is a target of a campaign to push the drug on poor Black women in hopes of decreasing their birth rate. Population control policies designed to reduce births of an entire group of people for social ends are usually associated with third-world countries. In the 1990s, legislators and policymakers in the United States seized upon Norplant as a means of domestic population control. Norplant appears destined to be replaced by injectable contraceptives such as the newly approved Depo-Provera or the experimental contraceptive vaccine as the method of choice for reducing Black women's fertility. Unlike that of Norplant, which can be removed, albeit by surgical incision, the contraceptive effect of an injection or vaccine cannot be reversed once the agents are shot into a woman's bloodstream. Injections and vaccines are also easier to administer without a woman's full awareness or consent. Negative publicity generated by women's adverse experiences with Norplant, as well as class action lawsuits filed against its distributor, may make it impossible to convince enough women to use it. Still, the speedy embrace of Norplant as a means of reproductive regulation and the injuries it has already inflicted are sobering omens of the future of birth control in America. In this chapter, I describe how racial politics created this latest threat to reproductive rights and explain why increasing access to new, highly effective contraceptives does not necessarily enhance reproductive freedom. The ideal contraceptive? Norplant consists of 6 silicone capsules, each about the size of a matchstick, filled with a synthetic hormone called levonorgestrel, the same type of progestin used in some birth control pills. The tubes are implanted in a fan-shaped design just under the skin of a woman's upper arm through a small incision. The minor surgical procedure, which takes 10 to 15 minutes, can usually be performed in a clinic or doctor's office under local anesthesia. Norplant prevents pregnancy for up to 5 years by gradually releasing a low dose of the hormone into the bloodstream. It works mainly by suppressing ovulation, but also keeps sperm from reaching the egg by thickening the cervical mucus. Originally developed by the Population Council, a nonprofit organization that promotes family planning in the Third World, Norplant is now distributed in the United States by the giant pharmaceutical company Wyeth Airst Laboratories, a division of American Home Products. When the FDA approved Norplant for marketing in December 1990, it was hailed as the first major birth control breakthrough since the pill. The press release from Wyeth Airst proclaimed the eagerly awaited medical advance as the most innovative contraceptive in 30 years. From this perspective, Norplant is the ideal contraceptive: long-acting, effective, convenient. Once the tubes are inserted, a woman is protected against pregnancy for 5 years without any further hassle. There is no need to remember to take it daily, as with the pill. Women do not have to interrupt sex to use it, as with a diaphragm or contraceptive foam. Nor do women need their partner's cooperation, as with condoms. Norplant's failure rate is only 1% over the 5-year period. In other words, it is 99% effective. Only sterilization has a better record. In fact, Norplant is so foolproof that it is really a form of temporary sterilization, yet it has the advantage over sterilization of being reversible once the tubes are removed. At first glance, Norplant seems like the answer to women's prayers. It has already been used by more than 1 million women in the United States and 3 million women worldwide.